What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I am Van. We are all the LFR family. Y'all already know I probably said that a million times. So shout out to all of you guys who are a part of what we're doing. Lisa Marie, thank you so much for meeting me over here. You're absolutely phenomenal. I just want to let you know you're by far the best mod out of all of the mods. Don't tell them I said that. And when they come, and if they hear me say that, I'm going to deny it. All right? All right. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share this bad boy everywhere. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. I already know that he probably started talking already, but we about to go ahead and check it out together. Much love to you guys. Hazel Eyes, Catalia, we're ready. You didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear nothing. LLC was Ferguson. What's going on, Mr. Ferguson? How you doing, my man? Much love to you. Deny, deny, deny. Okay, let's go and jump into it, man. Y'all pull up. Y'all check it out when y'all check it out. We about to get into it. Here he is. Joe Biden, proof of life, a.k.a. proof of life, is back in the building, ready to take down Trump. Yes, he is. I don't even know if this is the real one. Okay, somebody go pull his neck and let me know if it's a mask. Okay, let's go.
My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you tonight from behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office. In this sacred space, I'm surrounded by portraits of extraordinary American presidents. Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation. George Washington, who showed us presidents are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think is more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures. It's about we, the people. We can never forget that. And I never have. I've made it clear that I believe America is at an inflection point. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine our fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. America's going to have to choose between moving forward or backward, between hope and hate, between unity and division. We have to decide, do we still believe in honesty, decency, respect, freedom, justice, and democracy? In this moment, we can see those we disagree with not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. Can we do that? Does character in public life still matter? I believe I know the answer to these questions because I know you, the American people. And I know this. We are a great nation because we are good people. When you elected me to this office, I promised to always level with you, to tell you the truth. And the truth, the sacred cause of this country is larger than any one of us. And those of us who cherish that cause, cherish it so much. A cause of American democracy itself. Must unite to protect it. You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation. You know, there is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now. Over the next 6 months, I'll be focused on doing my job as president. That means I'll continue to lower costs for hardworking families, grow our economy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose. I'll keep calling out hate and extremism. Make it clear there is no place in America for political violence or any violence ever, period. I'm going to keep speaking out to protect our kids from gun violence.
Gun violence.
Our planet from climate crisis is the existential threat. And I will keep fighting for my cancer moonshot so we can end cancer as we know it, because we can do it. I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our democracy, Supreme Court reform. You know, I will keep working to ensure America remains strong, to report to the American people that the United States is not at war anywhere in the world. We'll keep rallying a coalition of proud nations to stop Putin from taking over Ukraine and doing more damage. We'll keep NATO stronger.
I'm sorry, I had to smile just for a minute when he said to stop Putin. And we already seen videos where he passed gas and when he not supposed to be and pooping on himself and stuff. So when he said Putin, I'm just an immature man, and I'm sorry. Charge that to my mind, not my heart. I apologize, guys. Let's continue.
Ukraine doing more damage. We'll keep NATO stronger, and I'll make it more powerful and more united than any time in all of our history. I'll keep doing the same for our allies in the Pacific. You know, when I came to office, the conventional wisdom was that China would inevitably surpass the United States. That's not the case anymore.
Don't be whispering that's not the case anymore. Come on, bro. Read numbers. Tell us some stats.
And I'm going to keep working to end the war in Gaza, bring home all the hostages, and bring peace and security to the Middle East and end this war.
Oh, that's what you're going to do? Have you been doing that? Huh? Because last I seen, you were trading women basketball transgenders for war criminals who were a huge danger to the United States at one point. Somebody that killed a lot of people, but we just sent them back to say, yeah, we want our WNBA player back. That's a fair trade. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
We're also working around the clock to bring home Americans being unjustly detained all around the world. You know, we've come so far since my inauguration. On that day, I told you, as I stood in that winter, we stood in a winter of peril and a winter of possibilities.
What the heck are you talking about, bruh? Huh?
Peril and possibilities. We're in the grip of we were in the grip of the worst pandemic in the century, the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression, the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. We came together as Americans. We got through it. We emerged stronger, more prosperous, and more secure. Today, we have the strongest economy in the world, creating nearly 16 million new jobs, a record. Wages are up. Inflation continues to come down. The racial wealth gap is the lowest it's been in 20 years.
If all of this positivity is actually what's going on in our country, then why is your approval rating the lowest of any president ever in Black history? Ever.
We're literally rebuilding our entire nation, urban, suburban, rural, and tribal communities. Manufacturing has come back to America. We're leading the world again in chips and science and innovation. We finally beat Big Pharma after all these years to lower the cost of prescription drugs for seniors. And I'm going to keep fighting to make sure we lower the cost for everyone, not just seniors.
We beat Big Pharma. We're making sure everybody gets some free fentanyl at the border. Everybody get free fentanyl, all the fentanyl they want. I wasn't supposed to say that. Then why you put it on the teleprompter?
More people have health care today in America than ever before. And I signed one of the most significant laws helping millions of veterans and their families who are exposed to toxic materials. You know, most significant climate law ever in the history of the world. The first major gun safety law in 30 years. Today, the violent crime rate is at a 50-year low. We're also securing our border. Border crossings are lower today than when the previous administration left office.
please. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, that's one time I'm gonna say that. I'm sorry, Mr. President. I meant Mr. President, nigga, please. Okay. All right. Come on, bro. Just out this lying. And how do we know this is live? He should have put a daggone clock or something behind him to show us that this is actually live. This was pre-recorded, bro. We heard your voice change. We seen the soft edit. Come on now. We see all of that. We're not dumb.
I've kept my commitment to appoint the first black woman to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. I also kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America and be a president for all Americans.
Thank you, Monica.
That's what I've done. I ran for president 4 years ago because I believed and still do that the soul of America was at stake. The very nature of who we are was at stake.
You ran for president because that's what you do. You run for office. You've been running for office for the last 60 daggone years. This is what you do. You run for office and you lose and you win and you win and you lose and you lose and you win. This is your life. This is clearly your life. Nothing is at stake to you. You really don't care. This is your life. This is your social club. Okay, let's continue.
And that's still the case. America's an idea. An idea stronger than any army, bigger than any ocean, more powerful than any dictator or tyrant. It's the most powerful idea in the history of the world. That idea is that we hold these truths to be self-evident.
Oh my gracious.
We're all created equal. Endowed by our Creator.
Really, bro? You gonna go now? You gonna go into your MLK bag? His speech writer just writing any daggone thing.
Certain inalienable rights, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. We've never fully lived up to it, to this sacred idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I do not believe the American people will walk away from it now. In just a few months, the American people will choose the course of America's future. I made my choice. I've made my views known. I would like to thank our great Vice President Kamala Harris. She's experienced, she's tough, she's capable. She's been an incredible partner to me and a leader for our country.
Could you please tell us what she do? Please, just one or two things. Just tell us what she do.
Now the choice is up to you, the American people. When you make that choice.
He ain't say nothing. She's strong, she's capable. Now the choice is up to you, American people, because I said she's strong and she's capable. No. What has she done? What has she done for us lately? Ooh, yeah. What has Kamala done for us lately? Ooh, yeah. That's Janet Jackson. Even Janet Jackson want to know what Kamala did for us.
Remember the words of Benjamin Franklin hanging on my wall here in the Oval Office, alongside the busts of Dr. King and Rosa Parks and Cesar Chavez.
Oh my gracious, he is going into his civil rights bag.
When Ben Franklin was asked, as he emerged from the convention going on,
thank you, peanut butter,
whether the founders have given America a monarchy or republic, Franklin's response was a republic, if you can keep it. A republic, if you can keep it. Whether we keep our republic is now in your hands. My fellow Americans, it's been the privilege of my life to serve this nation for over 50 years. Nowhere else on earth could a kid with a stutter from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, one day sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States.
You can if you play your cards right. You can if you make the right alliances and allegiances, which you did, sir, Mr. President, respectfully. Okay.
Here I am.
Here you are.
What's so special about America? We're a nation of promise and possibilities, of dreamers and doers, of ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things. I've given my heart and my soul to our nation, like so many others. I've been blessed a million times in return with the love and support of the American people. I hope you have some idea how grateful I am to all of you. Great thing about America is here, kings and dictators do not rule. The people do.
You keep on saying that for a reason. The kings. Say the kings. The kings. We want to make Trump seem like a king. King, dictator. Say it 15 more times. King, dictator, dictator, king, king. Martin Luther King, King Ding-a-ling, King Beef, Burger King.
History is in your hands. The power is in your hands. The idea of America lies in your hands. You just have to keep faith, keep the faith. And remember who we are. We're the United States of America. And there's simply nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. So let's act together. Preserve our democracy. God bless you all. May God protect our troops. Thank you.
That was trash. That was trash. You didn't tell us where you was. You ain't tell us what happened to you. You ain't tell us why you what plans you got. None of that. You're talking about, oh, I'm going to be a president for you for the next 6 months. How, bruh? You can barely even move, talk, nothing. You done gave up your job already to Kamala. You wrote the letter. Do you remember writing the letter? Did you write the letter? Blink 2 times if it's safe, if you're safe right now. Huh? Blink for us if you're safe. You're not safe, bro. All them joints was just lies. I want to show y'all this right here. Look at the comment section. I'm about to blow this up. Look at this comment section of this live stream. I need for y'all to look at the comment section. What party do you affiliate with? Let me put Republican. Just go ahead and close that out. All right, so look at this right here. All these, come on, man. I don't want to see that. Look at this. Harris is going to lose bad. Great. I get a 3% increase in SSI. America is about to fall apart. Our enemies are watching this joke. Looking forward to Kamala as president. Blue heart, 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 blue heart. Lies. Don't let Corn Pop see you like this, Joe. Can't believe this clown. Can't believe the clowns that believe this idiot. Trump. Lies. What a liar. The Martin family clearly does not believe this. Who is running this country? Who is running this country? This does not look like a whole bunch of people who believe you, Joe. This does not look like a bunch of people who believe you. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead over to your fan club over at MSNBC and see how much they are meat riding you, because I'm sure they loving it. They over there like, man, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Huh? That was beautiful. Do MSNBC have anything live right now? Because I need to see it. Do they have anything live? What about CNN? Do CNN have anything live right now? Because I want to see it. Huh? Because I do know that they live on TV, but I want to see if they're live on the internet, because they cannot be behind this at all, bro. Not at all. Okay. All right. Let me see. CBS Live. They're talking about it.
Going forward, who's a believer in those values and in carrying on not only the traditions of FDR, but the ones that have been established by Joe Biden too.
He also had this turn of phrase where he said there's a time and place for long years of experience, but there's also a time and place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices, and that time and place is now. Has this decision united the party? How has it changed the party?
Well, part of it is that Joe Biden being willing to make this sacrifice of his own career and future because he believes in democracy. I'm so proud of that. And I must say that in Kamala Harris, we have the kind of person who's going to carry on a tradition of democratic values that most Americans really believe in. And she's somebody that's going to make sure that we take that case to the American public in a way that is so hard for the Republicans to respond to. They've seen all they've got is invectives to throw. So I'm very proud of what we're going to see going forward over the next, 100 days of this campaign. And I do believe that the prosecutor is going to be able to prosecute the case against the 34-time felon accused of and convicted of fraud.
That was a good burn. That was a good burn.
And Governor Pritzker, it's been reported today that you spoke with Kamala Harris on the phone. You're on the list. as a possible vice presidential candidate. Did you talk about being her running mate?
Look, I'm not going to talk about the private conversations that I've had. As you know, I've been traveling the country, making the case for Democrats all across these great United States. I'm going to continue to do that until Election Day and beyond. And I must say that again, Kamala Harris has energized the party. I think we're all excited about the opportunity going forward to make this case, to win back all the voters that, well, frankly.
Oh, my
Of course,
gracious.
tonight, Kelly, thank you. A big moment for President Biden. A lot of eyeballs on him at this moment, including, as our Trump campaign correspondent Garrett Hake is joining us now, including that of former President Trump, who we understand watched that address from his now former political opponent.
That's right. We understand that the former president watched the address from his campaign plane tonight after this rally. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what he has to say about it individually. But his campaign is already fundraising off of it, suggesting that Joe Biden is still not fit to serve in their view. This was obviously not a campaign speech, but watching this about an hour after watching the former president on stage in North Carolina, the contrast couldn't be more stark. Here you had the former president attacking both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in, frankly, vicious personal terms.
He said, I'm not going to be nice, and then he was not.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, we were talking together about a week ago about the unifying message that the former president
That
was
he
hoping.
said he wanted to
That's
deliver.
right, that
Yeah.
he was hoping to project for this country. And
Are they that close? Or is that just in the studio? Did they do that by edit? They can't be this close talking to each other. What weirdos are they? Are literally kneecap to kneecap looking each other directly in the eyes. Nobody have conversations like that ever, even at a bar. Like even if they're sitting at a bar, they won't be daggone looking at each other like this.
for the remainder of the campaign. That is now entirely gone from Donald Trump's vocabulary, even when you see President Biden in this moment, I think, trying to throw his arm around the country a little bit here in his exit from the public stage.
Yeah. Garrett, stand by for a second because we want to get the Republican perspective on this, of course, with how
the Republican perspective is y'all not being honest. Y'all not being honest. You sold your souls. Whatever company you're working with, this is NBC. Clearly, you don't want to say anything that will make your guy look bad, but he did not look good at all. He did not sound promising at all. He was lying, and you guys are just letting him have a pass. All you're saying is he sounded nicer. He sounded like unity. But Trump sounded mean again. He's been mean again. We're so mad at the mean guy.
House Majority Whip Congressman Tom Emmer from Minnesota. I believe the congressman is joining us now. Thank you so much for joining us, sir, and for your time tonight.
Good to be with you, Hallie.
Your response to what you heard from President Biden tonight.
Well, I think the first part of the speech was kind of sad. It looked like a hostage video. I mean, he's literally been knifed by Obama and pushed over the cliff by Pelosi. He's got people he trusted for 50 years that pushed him out of the office, which was kind of sad to watch. And then I would say the last half of it, he gaslit America again, telling false information about inflation and the economy for all people, making it sound like the people who have experienced the 20% inflation that he caused, he and Kamala Harris, over the last 3.5 years, that they're now paying $1,000 more a month, that somehow that doesn't exist. Same thing with the border. He tried to say the border was just fine. I mean, it's just the American public knows it's not not the truth. And you can't just get away with, are you going to believe your lying eyes? It doesn't work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You put somebody on there who's going to tell the truth. Thank you so much. Miss Thang, thank you as well. She says, remember when Bernie Mac used to roll his eyes back in his head, bobbling his head and say, I need an edge. I need an education. I need an education. That's how the left sounds to me. Well, they don't really want no education, but I see what you're saying. Thank you so much, Miss Thing. Thank you to this gentleman right here who got in front of us and spoke the daggone truth. Let's hear what this lady has to say with her lying lips.
Congressman, it almost sounds like you and your party there are still running against President Biden. He is withdrawn from the ticket here. He is no longer, of course, the presumptive Democratic nominee here.
I mean, well, first of all, young lady, it's not about running against Biden. It's about holding Biden accountable. That's what it's about. It's also about the new polls that clearly say that everybody that say that they're going to vote for Kamala want her to stay on the Biden train, don't want her to deter. Now, 47% of those those people do want them to try something new, but 53% of them are saying, no, we want you to stay on the Biden gravy train. We, the elite Democrats are padding our pockets, and the broke people are just getting poor. And that's how they want our country to look like Dubai. That's what they want our country to look like, where the rich are super rich and the poor just don't have a damn chance. And they act like they are here for them, but they are not. They are not. This dude is he's telling the truth. He's holding them accountable. Kamala is them. You do understand that, right? You act like he's running against Joe Biden. He's not. He's running against Kamala, so none of that matters. None of that matters. No, it does. Because what they did over the last 3.5 years matter.
It appears as though it is going to be the vice president, Kamala Harris, who takes that position.
Well, we'll see. August 7th, I guess, is the date that they're going to do some virtual nomination. Forget about the 14 million people that voted for voted for Joe Biden. We'll see what happens. I disagree that. This was pretty clear. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are one and the same. Hallie, if you think about it, she's been there for 3.5 years with him.
Exactly.
Clearly, he hasn't been up to the job for the 3.5 years. She owns the economy, the inflation. She owns the open border. She owns all the failed policies of this administration. There's no light between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So to suggest there's some great contrast, that is a journalist construct. The American people are smarter than that.
Much smarter than that. Whoa. I'm sorry. What's this gentleman's name again? I have to disagree. Some American people are smarter than that. The American people who are covering their ears and acting like they don't hear, la, 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 I don't hear you, I don't hear you, I don't want to hear anything negative about Kamala, I don't want to hear anything negative about Joe, I don't hear you, stop talking, you're just being mean, Those people are not very smart. I'm sorry. They just aren't. They're probably book smart. But when it comes to actual politics they act like they pay attention to policy. They act like they care about policy, but they actually do not. They don't. The numbers don't lie. The numbers do not lie. Their approval numbers do not lie. The price of bread, milk, chicken do not lie. The price. Come on, man. All right, anyway.
You know, one of the things that you've suggested is that if the president is not fit to run for president, he is not fit to serve. Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy called that argument from his own party, from Republicans, stupid and dumb. Those are his words, not mine, to my colleague Garrett Haake here. Do you agree? Is that an argument that you believe strategically Republicans should let go?
Look, again, we've got to focus on the fact that it's this administration with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden that has driven inflation that we haven't seen in decades, that is causing American families to suffer every day, paying 55% more for groceries, for gas, paying 20% more for rent. I mean, everything is more expensive. And he also tried to tell us that wages are up. You know what? Wages aren't keeping up because of the inflation that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden set off. And look, you know the economy was great under Donald Trump before the pandemic. That's coming back. People understand you can't have another 4 years of these failed policies, Hallie.
You cannot. But guess what? They're going to vote for it. Why? Because there's somebody new on the shelf now. And it's a woman. And she got some color to her skin. Oh, that's in now. I think I like it. Yeah. What do you guys think? We think we like it. Don't try to compare her to Joe Biden's record. That was Joe Biden's record. She was the vice president. Compare her to her own record. Compare her to the things that she was supposed to do. Okay, then let's talk about the border. Why we got to talk about the border? Huh? Why we always got to talk about the border? Well, you can't hold them accountable. You cannot hold their feet to the fire. They're trying to act like she has a clean slate. When she was running by herself, she didn't get enough votes to move on to the next level. She got picked as a DEI hire. Literally. I don't care about her resume of being a lawyer and arresting people and having a whole bunch of lawyers underneath her and all this other stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about her running for office. She didn't get elected at all. And when the Black community told Joe Biden, we are not going to elect you unless you put a Black woman as the vice president. that's when we will elect you. We will not elect you unless you add a black woman as a Supreme Court justice, or we're not going to elect you. Okay? You do those things and we got you. All right. Now get out of our face. Come on. We done with negotiations. We done with negotiations. We want more black people out there. We want more black people. And then he get up there and he starts saying, I'm thankful for having an administration that looked like this country. Okay, the country, every administration looks like the country. They just always want to race hustle. If they're not race hustling, they're not doing their jobs. Period. If they're not race hustling, they're not doing their jobs. If they're not fear mongering, they're not doing their jobs. Have they done anything good for the country? Absolutely, I'm sure. Abso-freaking-lutely. But they lie so freaking much that we want to talk about holding them accountable. As you just now saw, this lady wanted him to stop talking about Joe Biden's record because Trump might not be running against Joe Biden. He's running against Kamala. And like, whoa, Kamala is this new person that's out that would have gotten here by herself. She would not have. She would not have. She was picked because of the color of her skin, not the content of her character. Ooh, I felt that one. She was picked because of the color of her skin and not the content of her character. Hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down.
And you say that's coming back. I assume you're not referencing the fact that inflation is starting to come down, but just to note for viewers, that does appear to be the case. Let me ask you about your state, Congressman, because every year, every cycle, we hear a lot about Minnesota, right? I've sourced up inside the Republican Party. I hear about it, but the state has not voted for a Republican candidate since Richard Nixon in 1972. Do you believe that with the dynamics at play now, that your state could, in fact, end up red?
I do, Hallie. And I mean, I'll go back to what you just said. Let's be clear that inflation has gone down. You go ahead and keep telling Americans that are suffering when they go and buy their groceries, that can't afford to put gas in the gas tank, that can't afford to pay their rent. You go tell them that inflation is coming down. They're smarter than that. My state, like every other state, understands we cannot have 4 more years of the failed Harris-Biden policies. And I think Minnesota is more than in play. Donald Trump came within 1.5 points of winning against Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump, I believe, will win in November in Minnesota. First time in 50 years.
There was a discussion, and I saw you at the Republican National Convention, of course, last week. And prior to that was that obvious assassination attempt against former President Trump, against his life. He came out and talked about wanting to unify the nation. I talked to a number of your Republican colleagues who said now is the time to turn down the rhetoric, to try to ratchet down the tone and the temperature here in politics. Here we are now. I think it's July 24th. Is that gone? Has that disappeared? Are we just back to politics as usual?
Yeah. Next question. We're not going to forget that y'all lied all this time. We're not going to forget that. So you guys said that you wanted to get to the kumbaya part. What happened to that? Is it just politics? No, it's holding you accountable. Y'all think we're just going to let Joe Biden skate? Let Kamala skate? No. The left knew that Biden was not right. Y'all knew that he wasn't capable of being the president. And you were trying to act as if everything that conservatives were saying or conservative-leaning commentary that's coming from social media, y'all was acting like it was lies. And y'all knew all along. Up until the debates, when the whole world was able to see it, you guys was playing along as if you didn't know already that he was not prepared and he was not right in the mind. Y'all knew it was a lie. So I hope the conservatives, if you listen, Trump, keep your foot on the gas, keep your toes in their ass. In their back pockets. Okay. All right. Don't slow down. And also, talk more about policy. Don't throw in talking about women and women can't do this and women can't do that and a man should only do this and a man should only do that. That will lose you the race. Okay? Don't do that. But stick to the facts. Stick to the truth. Stick to the truth. And we'll see what happens after that. I promise you. That's the only reason why I am even considering voting for Trump. I voted for everybody blue all my life, all my entire life. And the reason why I'm over here right now, talking about Trump in a positive way is because of the facts. It's because of straight facts. That's it. All right. So all this other stuff is pointless. It's absolutely pointless. But still, don't let up. Keep your foot on the gas. For real.
Absolutely not. I mean, people want to report that there's that apparently, if you're going to compare and contrast on the Republican side, that's calling for something other than unity. Donald Trump had the best Republican convention of my lifetime last week. We are a unified party. We have a message. They do not. And we have a candidate. They're disjointed. They're trying to claim that Kamala Harris is somehow the second coming. Hallie, she already did this. She tried to run for president before. It was the same big boost at the beginning. And what did she do? As soon as she started having to explain to the American people what she doesn't know about economic growth, what she doesn't know about the border, what she doesn't know about trying to protect the world. Listen, she wants to be the leader of the free world. She wouldn't even show up for an address by the Prime Minister Netanyahu, of our best ally, I would argue, in the world. That's someone who is not ready to be the president of the United States. Donald Trump is unifying the country, and that's why he's going to win in November.
He most certainly is. He's unifying the country. They want to talk about unification. This is unification. Have y'all not seen all of the black people all around the world who has been voting Democrat their entire lives, who are now leaning toward voting for Trump? And they're still living in blue areas, blue cities. They're still living there. And don't give a damn about falling out with their friends, family members, co-workers, nothing. At this point, it's like, man, we have to do this to save the country. And I'm gonna let you know this right now. Most people who voted blue, no matter who, no matter what, I mean, they love the country, but they don't really love the country. I'm just saying. I'm a listen. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I'm telling you what I know. All right. So you take it however you want to take it, but this right here, you want to talk about unification of the country. I think Trump is doing the complete opposite of what the Democrats are saying he's doing. He most certainly is. He's telling it like it is. He's putting God and family first, and country, God, family, country first. And you're saying he's divisive? He's not. Come on, bro. Relax.
To that point, are you equally as concerned and disturbed that J.D. Vance also did not show up for that address from the Prime Minister today?
Keep in mind that the sitting vice president typically sits next. She's supposed to sit next to the Speaker of the House, and that's not J.D. Vance. That is Kamala Harris, and she chose not to be there. And it's kind of funny because when Benjamin Netanyahu was here the last time, I believe it was the current president Joe Biden that did not show up for his address. So look, she's anti-police. She's anti-Israel. This is not what America needs, and that's why Donald Trump's going to get elected in November.
Congressman Emmer, thank you for being on, delivering what we could call the Republican response, if you will, to the president's address.
Nah, what he delivered was facts because you weren't trying to give any. That's what he delivered. He delivered facts because you ain't trying to give a damn bit of it. Let's hear what Piers Morgan has to say about it.
A huge rally in North Carolina. The former president has been sharpening his attack lines on Kamala Harris. Listen to this.
She's destroyed San Francisco, which is a hell of a thing to do. If she becomes president, Kamala Harris will make the invasion exponentially worse. And just like she did with San Francisco, just like she did with the border, our whole country will be permanent.
Kamala Harris already proving just how much of a radical she is. She declined to preside over Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's address to Congress, siding with anti-Israel agitators who got violent, burning the American flag while protesting Netanyahu's visit. So
she is siding. Think about this. She is siding with people who are burning the American flag in the U.S. because they are protesting Netanyahu. How the hell is burning the American flag protesting Netanyahu? Please make that make sense to me. and you call yourself becoming the president of the United States, and this is how you do it? She's already making emotional, oh man, I shouldn't say this, but she is. She's already making emotional decisions. Yeah, I don't get it, man. Ja Rage, it does not matter if we fund him or not. Why in the hell are they burning an American flag? We fund everybody. We fund everybody. Talking about.
So what did Kamala think was more important? She spoke at a sorority conference. Watch this.
In this moment, our nation needs your leadership once again. In this moment, I believe we face a choice between two different visions for our nation. One focused on the future, the other focused on the past. And with your support, I am fighting for our nation's future.
So, Kellyanne, obviously we're having this our little boomlet here of enthusiasm for Kamala Harris. I think mostly
this broad decided to go, I'm sorry, the Vice President Kamala Harris. Okay. Sorry, Madam VP. I apologize for calling you broad. Okay. Vice President Kamala Harris decides that Netanyahu was not more important than her going to a Divine Nine meeting. Divine Nine meeting. These are the HBCU sororities and fraternities. The Divine Nine. And she is an AKA pledge. Alpha Kappa Alpha, which is the first of the Divine Nine that was created. Women one, I think, right? And she talking about Trump is focusing on the past and she's focusing on the future. There is not going to be a future if you become president. I hate to say it like that, but that's not true. It's going to be a few. God is still going to do what God is going to do, but it's going to be way more difficult if you, little goofy ass, talking about what can be unburdened by what has been. Don't nobody know what the hell that means.
Democrats were just relieved it's no longer Joe Biden. But, you know, David McCormick, who's running in Pennsylvania, released a pretty stunning ad today. Recounting, in her own words, all of the most radical policy positions, with Bob Casey, the incumbent, endorsing her at the front end and the back end. We're going to see this all over the place. Will it work?
We should see it. It's a really good model for ads for these down ballot races. These Republicans have been underperforming Donald Trump in Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Montana. Do you see a trend here? If I left any out, you're underperforming too.
Hey, Conscious Moron. Shout out to you, my brother. Much love to you. I once had him on the channel talking to me. He pulled up like somebody's supposed to. When I put that link out, he pulled up. The left does say the most mean things. Can you be a black person and support Trump? And if you are a black person that support Trump, what are other left-leaning people are going to say? What are other left-leaning black people going to say about that black person that that supports Trump? Every demeaning racist thing in the book. You're a coon, you're a bootlicker, you're Uncle Tom, you're a sellout, all these things. You know that, bro. You know that. And then what did they call Trump? They called him Hitler. That's like the worst person ever created. They are comparing him to Hitler, bro. Think about that. And if you think about it, Kamala Harris has negatively impacted way more black men than Trump has. But you're calling Trump Hitler. Makes absolutely no sense. So we can talk about this ad nauseum. We already know. And then honestly, it ain't about who's being mean or who's being nice. They're just putting these terms out there so we can focus on the meanness of Trump, because they don't want to focus on facts. They don't want to focus on the actuals, the factuals, brother. Huh? They don't want to focus on that.
So they need to sharpen it up and not just wait for his energy and enthusiasm to carry them over. It's a great ad by McCormick. It will work. I think also going through Kamala's greatest hits to show that she's part of the Biden-Harris border problem, inflation. Bidenomics can be Harrisomics, the 2 new wars, and on and on. I don't think it'll be enough because I think that she's going to have a basement strategy, but in front of a teleprompter. She's only going to do friendly interviews. She's only going to talk from the teleprompter. It's going to be very high level, make history with me kind of stuff. But when you get granular, she's far to the left of Joe Biden. That's why she and everyone around this table got the same number of electoral votes in the Democratic primary in 2020, which is 0, along with Eric Swalwell and Cory Booker and a lot of other people. 0 electoral votes. Look, the Democrats rejected her. She ran a terrible campaign. I think she also suffers from something is very important to all of us, which is she can't manage her staff. There's a guy named Gil Duran who used to work for her and said, if you can't manage your campaign, you can't manage a country or a world. That's really biting. She shed close to more than 24 senior staffers. These should be dream jobs, the kind that Dana and I had in the White House. She turned into nightmares. Look, she has said we need to reimagine police.
Well, you can't talk about managing staff, though. I'm just saying that's not a good talking point because managing staff is. I mean, I understand it. I don't think that she's a good manager at all. I think she's goofy as hell. I think she's also very intelligent because she had to be in order to get to how far she is. But she's not presidential intelligent at all. At all, brother, sister. Hear me out when I say this, and I'm saying this with my heart. She is not presidential intelligence. Oh, she's far better, far more intelligent than Trump. Trump is an idiot. Trump don't know what he's talking about. Trump. Trust me, man. When I started listening to Trump, when I started paying attention to what he's actually saying, this brother he's sharp as a freaking tack. Trying to tell you, I have nothing to benefit off of saying that at all. All right, let's move forward.
That they're not helpful. She gave money to that bail fund, that helped murderers and assaulters go free. She said that she's Bernie Sanders. Ideologically, she's Bernie Sanders without the charm, and she is Elizabeth Warren without the eloquence. And I think she's going to have a problem. Having said that, people should take her candidacy a little bit more seriously than some of them are.
Yeah.
Whenever you have shifting sands in politics, whenever there's some kind of big event that resets, you have to go with the reset. It's kind of like early voting. You adapt or you die politically. So I think it's going to take more than some of these blind quotes and these mean tweets. I like the way Trump's handling her. He acts like, I'm not afraid of her, but we shouldn't let her turn the country into San Francisco. One last thing, she's going to create a huge gender gap in the Democratic Party among men. She has a very high unfavorable opinion among men right now. And she's got very little in common with non-college educated men. Trump turned his party into the party of the worker. We're gonna hear about the gender gap. It's the gender gap for Kamala Harris among men. Take it to the bank.
So Dana, we're about to watch the greatest propaganda explosion in maybe the history of American politics. They're going to do everything they can to sort of resuscitate her.
But like 2 weeks ago, when Biden was still the nominee, all the media were saying that he needed to stay because she couldn't possibly beat Donald Trump. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, the irrational exuberance is, the thrill up their leg. They can't wait. And but that said, what Kellyanna says is true. It's like irrational exuberance can be contagious. Like the Democrats are giddy right now. They feel like they've been let free. Now, I do think Republicans have this opportunity to just use her words for themselves. Like she has said all of these things. So just run the tape and make sure that you can help define her before she tries to redefine herself. I do think the timing is interesting. The next 3 weeks for her, pretty much a honeymoon. They're going to wait to see who she's going to choose for a VP. Then they have their convention. They're all going to cheer. They're going to drink out of coconuts. And then
you think you fell from a coconut tree? You think you fell from a coconut tree? What can be unburdened by what has been. Can somebody on the left please explain that to me? What can be unburdened? I'm not even going to try.
Then we're Labor Day weekend. And then there might be a debate. And then all of a sudden, it's October surprise. What could possibly be the surprise? That's what I'm kind of worried about. On the personnel front, I think that's very interesting when you brought that up about management. And George Bush, in his book, Decision Points, Chapter 2, is about the most important decisions you make are on personnel. And who you choose to work for you is a really big deal. And if you look at people who work for Biden, he never has fired anybody, but no one's ever left either. But her staff, I mean, every other day you read about in Politico, 45 more people were leaving her office and not wanting to work for the vice president anymore. So I think that Kamala has been soft on crime, soft on immigrants, and soft on economics. So the Republicans have an opportunity, but they better get to it.
So, Piers, Trump has called Kamala Harris dangerous, the dangerous combination of vicious and dumb. Is Donald Trump the only guy that can sort of break through this propaganda
I don't
machine?
think he should use that language with her. I think he should be smarter. I know it's not advice that he's going to heed very, very readily. He's not known for rising above the rhetorical fray, but he's got a chance here because she's going to keep just hammering him. He's a felon, he's this, he's a sexual predator, he's a con man, and she's playing very ad hominem, playing the man. He's got a chance, I think, with Kamala Harris to say, you know, I would avoid saying dumb as a rock, right? Even if you think she is, I don't think people will take kindly to that, and it might backfire on him. If what he does with J.D. Vance is just target again and again what she's actually done as vice president, what her record is, I think then over time, 3-4 weeks, the reality of Kamala Harris will move from the Queen to a very tarnished prince.
I agree.
Like Queen Elizabeth II, who was loved and adored by the world,
I agree.
to Prince Harry, is the kind of trajectory we might be looking at because her record, I mean, you talked about Bernie Sanders. I read that her record in the Senate, she was judged as being more left-wing than Bernie Sanders, right? That's all Donald Trump has to say. And then go over the stuff like she was the immigration czar. She said, don't let anybody in, stay away, and 8 million people came in, blah, 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 blah. Those are the attack lines which are going to be more effective. If I were him, I would steer clear of the ad hominem attacks. But
me too. Stick to the facts. Stick to record. Stick to their approval rating as a team. Stop saying no one voted for Kamala because they voted for the ticket. Remember, Black people saw a black person alongside Joe Biden, and that helped them because race matters when it comes to the left. It absolutely, that's all they care about. Like representation, we need a black. I pick any black. We don't care. Pick any black. But close your eyes, turn them around in a circle. Any, mini, miny, mo. Pick a black by the toe. Pick a black, and we gonna vote for you. That's how it is. Just pick a black. And then when you get too old and decrepit and you can no longer do your job, then that black can just go into your position. And that's the part come on, guys, and make that make sense. The Conservative Party clearly cares more about the country than Democrats do. That's it. And if you think about it in its totality, you would agree. You would absolutely agree if you just thought about that. Who cares about the country the most? Who cares about the citizens as a whole the most? Think about that. Liberals, think about that. Democrats, think about that. It's the truth, Ruth.
But the success of Donald Trump is breaking through the media by using those attacks.
Yeah, but I have to agree with Piers. You know, the interesting thing is, you know, when you see me on TV, you go, that guy, he's so put together. He's amazing.
Minus the sweater.
But the reason why you say that is because you don't know who I am. And that's where you are with Kamala. This is the best she's ever going to be. Once you get to know somebody, it doesn't even matter if they're good or bad. You just know, the more you know about somebody, the more you don't want to know. But the Republicans can't be complacent. You aren't really running against Kamala. You're running against a machine.
Yes.
And that machine simply slotted her in where Joe used to be. Put her in there. The framework is there. Trump will still be a threat to democracy.
LBJ came before them guys, man. Think, bruh, you need more information, my man. You need more information, brother, and I get it. I appreciate you up here, repping your set. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you rocking with us, per usual. But you need a little, un poquito information.
Inspired an insurrection. The difference now is you have a Democrat candidate who is alive. So it got harder, not easier. It's like Trump, he could just cruise. It could have cruised to this election and let Joe fall apart. I don't think he can just cruise with nicknames. I think that he's got to up his game, play smarter. I think that like he's got to take all the free stuff off the table and make the primary focus that she lied to America. She participated in the most egregious political cover-up in American history. She knew this guy wasn't fit for office. She lied about it. She put our country in danger. I don't think mocking her laugh, calling her a ditz or an opportunist is going to change any minds at all.
I don't think talking about how she lied to the country are going to change any minds at all. They already know that. They are fine with the lie as long as we win. They don't care about the lie, bruh. They don't care about the freaking lie. Oh, y'all just making that up. Y'all don't know anything. It's just a cover up. They're conspiracy theorists. They don't know what they're talking about. They're lying. That can go back and forth. You talk about somebody's lying. Talk about what's actually on paper. And that's it. I'm trying to tell you, that's all you need to do is talk about what's on paper. Talk about the record and talk about when they went up against Tulsi Gabbard. Talk about when Kamala went up against Tulsi Gabbard and got exposed. Talk about that. Talk about that. That's it, man. Play Kamala talking. That's it. I ain't even got to say nothing about her. Let me just go ahead and play this reel of Kamala talking. Play that for America. Do that. Because right now, she's about to be a problem for conservatives. I'm letting you know that right now. Why? Because she is going to be a drum major for all of the stars that they start to bring in. It's going to be like Super Bowl games all over again. They're going to have all these stars come and perform and sing and entertain their voters and say, vote for them, we with them, vote for them. First black lady, first black. We know she got our back. The blues, Democrats represent blacks. That's all they're going to talk about. Women rights. That's it. Stick to the facts. I promise you, man. That'll work better than anything, in my opinion.
He's got to run against Kamala the way he ran against Hillary. He beat a woman while majority of the voters were female.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost to Hillary Clinton among women by 11 points and won. Mitt Romney lost to Barack Obama by 11 points among women and lost. So he can do this. It's the time he was successful, but he didn't call Hillary names. He took her on for her record.
And you know, if he does win again, the Democrats are going to say all he does is beat women.
That was good. All right. I don't know if y'all liked this live stream, like physically hit the like button on this live stream, but if you haven't already, please do that for me. It's very simple. If you're still in here, hit the like button for me. That would be absolutely dope. And if you're still in here, you want to do something extra for a brother, you want to hook a brother up, hit that share button below the video and hit the copy link, share it on X, share it on Facebook, Reddit, LinkedIn, all of that. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for spending time with me while we check this craziness out. This is a circus that we're in right now. This is Cirque du Soleil. I think that's how you say it. It's Cirque du Soleil is what it is. This is WWF, WWE back in the day. This is what that is. All right. It's crazy, man. First of all of my super chats. We got Monica who said lies and more lies, using lies as alibis. Love your channel. We got thank you so much, Monica. We got peanut butter. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the love. We got Savannah's Hell. Savannah Shell. Fire Joe. Prosecute the prosecutor for complicit shadow presidency. Have House Speaker serve remainder of term. Okay. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And thank you for breaking that down. You need to have a channel. We have Miss Thing who said, remember when Bernie Mac used to roll his eyes back into his head and bobbling his head and say, I need an education? That's how the left sounds to me. Thank you again, Miss Thing, for always representing. I appreciate it. And Savannah's Hell says, people don't lie to you. they lie about themselves in your presence, said a smart neuroscientist once on YouTube. Okay. Shout out to that smart neuroscientist. Much love to him. And thank you so much for the super chat. Sean Manahan says, we don't want Kamala DeVille Cackle to be president. Hey, y'all keep saying cackle. Y'all keep saying heels up. Y'all keep saying stuff like that. It does not help. I mean, but it's fun because she do cackle. And she did, you know, let a couple of people hit that thing. And that moved in her direction. But you know what I mean? That's real world right there. So what can we say? Big Buck, what's going on, big dog? He said, but let's talk about the passage of time. There's such significance of the passage of time because the passage of time is significant because it significantly passes through what? Time. Shout out to you. What can be unburdened by what has been? Well, this live stream has been dope. Shout out to all of my blues. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Shout out to everybody who pulled up and started communicating respectfully. I really appreciate you. Scooby Climbs, it's good to see you, big dog. Lisa Marie, always a pleasure. Hazel, thank you so much, Hazel Eyes. Renee Suzanne, Catalia, per usual. B, who's probably not still here, but I appreciate you driving and taking care of a brother. Per usual, out Texas. Also to everybody else, we have been doing a bang up job with all of our people who have been starting YouTube channels. They're 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old. Some are 30, in their 30s, and I have one that's in there. Well, I have a couple that are in their 20s as well. Reach out to me with the word coach if you don't know where to start, or reach out to me with the word coach if you just want to make some side money on YouTube. Okay. That's how a lot of people reach out to me. I want to make some side money on YouTube. I always ask them, do you know how much YouTubers make? Then once I answer that question for them, they're like, whoa, this ain't no side money. This is money. Not me, but most content creators. But reach out to me with the word coach. I will show you how to do this. And I will try to be as helpful as possible. Everybody who submitted a super chat, man, I really appreciate you guys. Y'all are just the sugar honey iced tea for real. Thank you so much. All right. Y'all are dope. All right. I really appreciate it. So that being said, I got some work to do. A couple of my clients are probably mad at me because some other things I got to go take care of real quick. But don't forget, my email address and everything is inside of the descriptions. And so is my P.O. box if you want to send me a letter, if you want to write me a letter or something like that, or you want to, I don't know, send me a book. But make sure it's not a Thomas Sowell book. I have all of those. I have all of Jordan B. Peterson's books. Everybody has been sending me that. I have like 4 or 5 MAGA hats. I have about 4 or 5 MAGA hats. And if you do send me a shirt, send it in size large. All right. Make sure it's goofy. Also, if you have a business or something and you have a nice looking shirt, send me your shirt, okay, in my P.O. box, and I will wear it online. Think about it. Free advertisement. It actually works. Free advertisement, okay? You guys will see all the different goofy shirts I wear. Well, a lot of those are sent to me by fans, friends, and sometimes clients that I'm coaching. All right. But if you want to grow on YouTube and you want to reach monetization in less than 30 days, I'm the guy you want to call. Right. But you can also do this on YouTube for free 99. You can go to Think Media, Sean Canal. That's Nick Nimmons, Roberto Blake, Alex Hormozy, Myron Golden. There's a few people out here who are helping other people become content creators. As long as you have something to say or you've been able to solve a problem of your own, you can teach people how to solve that problem. You know how to cook something, you can teach people how to do that. You know how to fix something, you can teach how. You know how to raise children. You know how to stay in a healthy, happy relationship. There you go. It's so much you can do. You like to travel. You want to show people how to do technology. Anything. It's absolutely anything. You know how to train dogs, like whatever the case may be. Or you just want to learn how to do this thing and you want me to give you some ideas. Reach out to me with the word coach. Okay. Love y'all, man. I'll see you on the next live stream. Y'all made a brother work today. This was fun. This was absolutely fun. Let's go. Trump got this, man. Y'all need to play it right, though. Do not take this for granted. Listen to me. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It really isn't. It really isn't. All of them entertainers and athletes and everybody is on the left. Hollywood is on the left, and it's going to be a lot more celebrities than freaking Amber Rose and Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan. Trust me on that one. This joint is going to look like BET awards. Facts. Get ready, because that's what a lot of people care about. They care more about the entertainment aspect of it. Okay? Because to them, that means you care enough to entertain us in a way that's culturally, that represents us culturally. All right? And that's something that conservatives don't really do. They don't go outside of their box to try to entertain people based off of their style or their culture. They don't do that. They just keep it a buck. That's why you always hear, I'm proud to be an American. You're not going to hear that at the DNC at all. You're not going to hear that. They're not proud to be an American. They really aren't. They're proud to get things from American, get opportunities, skip the line. You know what I mean? But anyway, I done ran my mouth enough. Love y'all. See you on the next live stream. Don't forget to go watch all my other videos, and every video of mine that you watch, if a commercial comes on or if an ad comes on, please just let it play. Just let it play. All right. You ain't even guys send a super thanks or nothing like that. Just let the ads play and let the whole video play. And if you want to be extra generous, share my videos on Facebook inside of a group or on X. All right. Love y'all. Talk too much already. Peace. See you.